Hello there, what is going on, everybody? We are taking a look at some brand new Star Wars Legion. It is the customizable Imperial Officer and Agent expansion, and these are highly customizable. We are going to do an unboxing. We'll look at all of the groovy options that we have for building and customizing our Imperial Officer and Agent. We'll look at the cards, we'll break it all down, we'll show it to you, we'll put some together, and we'll have fun doing it. If you guys are new here to the channel, we talk a lot about tabletop games, board games, science fiction games, miniatures games, and everything in between. And I'd love to have you guys stick around. We're doing a new round of the $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. Plus, 12 days of Life Day is just around the corner. So in December, we're going to be giving away tons of cool stuff. It'll be really fun. And if you want to have a chance to enter any of that stuff, just be a subscriber and leave a comment. Let me know what some of your favorite parts of the Imperial Officer and Agent, with some of the cool head options, and also what are some things that you'd like to see customizable in the future, because I feel like there's so many options. I know some people have suggested customizable Mandalorians, but what else do you want to see customizable in the future? Very, very cool stuff. All right, let's get this thing open. So the first thing that I want to point out that is very interesting to me is that how much bigger this box is than the Rebel version. For example, the Rebel version is both shorter and much less wide. You could fit 2 of these Rebel boxes inside this one. So I'm curious, but they're the same price, and this box is so much bigger, right? So what is it about that? I just don't know. It's a very interesting question. I guess we'll find out here in a moment, because we're gonna crack this thing open. Well, we do have bigger sprue. We got it's a little wider, right? I guess maybe it could have gone upright. I'm curious if this could have fit in the other box. I don't know. Not gonna spend too much time really worrying about the size of the box. That's really only matters if you're a retailer and you're worried about shelf space, I think, as I am neither a retailer nor do I have shelf space concerns when it comes to boxes. I think I'll be okay. All right, that's everything in the box, right? So we do have 2 bags of cards, which is surprising to me. I wonder, did I just get a bonus one? Because yeah, I have 2 Imperial officers here. It looks like it's different languages, but there's a lot of cards here. We have a lot to go through. We have our rules document here, and not really rules document, but our instructional how to put this thing together. We also have our credits here, so you can thank everybody who helped work on this product and see who they are, and then your international statements are on there. We do have 2 bases, because this is going to be enough to make 2 miniatures, and we have, oh boy, we have a lot of plastic. All right, so I want to do some close-ups on the plastic, and then I want to look at the cards. And then we're gonna figure out something to put together, right? So let's take a look at this first one. We've got arms here. Let me zoom in a little bit, get a better view on all of this. All right, so we're just doing a close-up view here. We got a lot of different arm options. We got open hand. We've got kind of like a punching version right there. We've got this hand here with the regular pistol. We've got some different leg options here. We've got looks like the left arm here. I think these 2 go together, right? This is like left arm kind of clenched fist, and maybe the other arm pointing. I always like pointing fingers, right? And then we have batons right here, which is maybe your guy is a drummer in Figrin Dan's band. Maybe he's gonna play some. They're not calling it, the Star Wars jazz used to be called jizz. There's like another term for it now that they're starting to use. They don't want to call it jizz anymore, which is really funny. It makes me think, when you think about things like that, you think like George Lucas was probably just had like the mind of like a 15-year-old when he was making Star Wars. He did a lot of stuff that they turned around and said, now that everybody's older, they're like, we need to change all of that. I do like the stun baton here. And this does remind me very First Order riot control baton vibes. And we have another pistol here. Now the difference, this pistol is more outstretched, and this pistol is more kind of like to the side, right? So we have lots of different arm options. So we're gonna be able to make 2 dudes from all of this. Now, what's really interesting is this was the top sprue, right? We've got some tactical rock stuff for the base. The below that sprue is kind of like this one, and it might look similar at first, but it is slightly different because our torso is going to be a little bit different, right? On this one, we have more of a like standard Imperial officer kind of torso, kind of pressed uniform with the natural body folds in it. Whereas this one, we have the armor, so the ISB. Now, you're making two models here. You are going to need to use both of these torsos. And I believe you're going to need to use both of these leg options. I suppose you could mix and match, but like the one leg option clearly goes with this torso. This other leg option clearly goes with this one. We could try and hot swap them. I'm not sure if that's going to even fit or if it's going to look right or what. But the cool thing is, for this particular costume set, you do have, it looks like the same general options if you just want them to match this armor set. So we have, we have the drum batons. I can make two drummers, two dueling drummers. Or we could do a wizard. This could be his like his unicorn horn or his dragon or phoenix feather, core wand, right? And he could be summoning his Patronus charm if you wanted to mix universes. I mean, I don't know if too many Star Wars fans will want to do that, but it's a thing, right? Or maybe it's an option. We've got another riot control baton here. We've got the outstretched hand, which is a very cool option. We've got the pointing fingers. I am curious if we could do like a pointing finger in both arms, if they're reversed, or if like it's always the left arm that's pointing in both cases. So I'm gonna try and find the other pointing finger. All right, so we have this one right here, which looks like it's maybe a left arm. This one looks like it's also a left arm. They're both kind of going in that same way. So looks like you're not gonna be able to do double points, which would be kind of funny. But the cool thing though is you're getting a lot of different options on this sprue. Now let's go to the other one. This is all the accessories and the options. We have 4 capes here, 4 capes. So we're gonna start with this is A01, right? We have this cape with like little shoulder pads on it right here. We have a couple of droid options too. Look at all the droid options. Are these half and half? Oh, okay. Okay. So they're half and half droids. So we're not only going to be able to, I think we're only really going to be able to build one full droid. It's just a matter of if we want the back to be more legs or less legs, right there. All right. So we've got that cape. We've got this cape here, which is a little more clean cut with that. And then we have the other version of these same 2 capes. So it really is only 2 cape options, but you can build both dudes with capes if you want. And that's, I like that they're not just giving you like, oh, there's one cape and, you got to pick who gets it or whatever. You don't have to fight for things if you want to do that. Now, as far as head options is really what this is all about. Although I don't know what this piece is right here. Is this like a little skunk? Or is it a toupee? Oh, it's like a top. It's hair. If your characters are gonna have different like hair options. Yeah, it kind of is a toupee. I was thinking it could be basing material if your character's like stepping on some kind of I don't know, Corellian skunk or something. But here we go. We've kind of got a feminine face there. We've got the face with a kind of Darth Vader kind of rebreather mask, which is a very cool one. We've got like a bald version also with the mask, so we can have some masked figures, which I do really like the masked figures. I like these because they stand out. They're different. Like, look, if I want just a regular officer, I already have regular officers, right? Like, if I want somebody to look like this, I've already got a whole bunch of the Imperial officer Karens that can, like, the "can I speak to your manager" pose. Like, I've already got plenty of those from the old Star Wars Legion. So I want to do, like, new stuff, right? Like, I'm probably going to use one of these droids. I'm probably going to do that. We also have some of these different heads over here. We got different head options. And we have the ISB kind of helm. I've already got Agent Callus, so I don't need that. We've got a Veers style helm, which is a cool option. And then we have another masked helm. So we definitely have some cool options. I'm leaning more towards the mask option here, which I think is a very fun one. But I could also really see going with like another Veers, maybe for the commander version, for the leader. But I think I definitely want a mask for the operative. I think it's a super fun way to do it, especially to go kind of like Admiral Screed from Droids or something like that, who's like, he's like part cyborg or something cool along those lines. So that is, boom, there's our big sprue for the heads and accoutrements. And then these are our basic bodies right here. So I like the way that they did it. It seems very easy to read. I don't even think I would need instructions for this. Seems pretty straightforward. Back and front torso, legs, and then pick your 2 arms, and then pick your head and maybe the droid. You know, there are 4 different parts of a droid, so you can build 2 droids if you want. Yeah, and actually, now that I look at it, yeah, it's 2 fronts and 2 backs, so there's probably not a whole lot of options on the droid. It's just a matter of where do you put it. Do you put it on the shoulder, or do you maybe set it on the base, or what are you going to do with the droid? So, yeah, very cool options there. Let's go ahead and look at the cards. All right, so with seeing the abundance of cards, it's just because you're getting a lot of cards here. We are getting all 4 versions of foreign language cards. I'm going to focus on the English versions, but each stack of cards is like this thick. We're also getting 4 tokens. We have our Imperial Commander, Imperial Operative, and also our kind of generic versions. They've been putting generic versions of tokens everywhere, so I like it. I like just having generic tokens. It's a cool option and a great way to fill out extra cardboard when you have one of these. So it's a cool thing. Let's go ahead and zoom in on these cards. All right, so here's our basic Imperial officer. He is a commander. He's got 6 health, 2 courage. He's got surge to hit and surge to block. A white defense die, speed 2, 3 dice for melee, and 3 dice for range, but it's 2 white and 1 black there. He does have to equip one of the new doctrine upgrades, and he has Inspire 1, so you can get some of that good stuff off of your dudes. He's going to be 55 points. He can take a doctrine, a command, 2 training, a weapon, and 2 equipment. We have the Imperial Agent, on the other hand, who is going to be the operative. He also must have the doctrine, and he has Relentless, which is going to make him a lot more combat effective. He also has most of his stats are about the same, although he does only have 5 health instead of 6. He's also going to be 50 points and is a little bit less on the upgrades. Right, he has 1 less training. I guess if you figure one of those training just went straight to Relentless, if there were such an upgrade that just gave somebody Relentless, but he's going to have the Doctrine, Command, Training, Weapon, and 2 equipment. Which is pretty good. There's a lot of it's definitely like a design your own hero sort of deal with these guys. Let's take a look at some of their upgrades. We have Academy Trained. By the way, all of the new upgrades do have this Star Wars Legion backing, and then the command cards are going to have this style backing. We'll look at the command cards in just a bit. We have Academy Trained, 10-point upgrade, Imperial Officer only. It's going to increase their courage by 1, and it's going to give them Exemplar, Inspire 1, and the action to do Strategize 1, which is a great way to support people from the rear. But it's not cheap. It is 10 points. We're also going to have Tip of the Spear, which can go on an agent or an officer. And when they're issued an order, allied units within 1 may remove up to 1 suppression unit, one allied unit. That gives them aid for an Imperial Trooper unit, and it gives them direct, a core trooper unit, and tactical 1. And tactical 1 is going to be a pretty good one if you are, it'd be nice if you had Exemplar, right? But then again, that one has Exemplar, right? But you have aid, which kind of does some of the same thing, and so it's going to help you. It's different ways to do it. It's kind of this is an interesting. This could go either way. This is good for a commander that wants to move a lot, that wants to stay with everybody, but it's also good for an agent who wants to take the front line and use Tactical 1 to get those aim tokens when they're moving, especially since they already have Relentless, and still lets them support other people too. It gives you some kind of flexibility. It's a little bit in between, which is cool. We have Defend in Depth here, 10 points. Agent or officer. During the end phase, choose an allied trooper within range 1 of this unit. The trooper does not remove an aim token. This is definitely helping support other people. This unit gains aid, emplacement trooper, prepared positions, and spotter 1. This one is cries out for Imperial officer for me. Very much so. It's allowing you to kind of defend from the rear, let people keep their tokens. You can use spotter to give out aim tokens, and then they can keep 1 if they don't need it. So you can load up on aims and keep them there, which is very cool, and help those E-webs out and those mortars and things like that. Then we have the platoon commander. This one is restricted to the Imperial agent only. During setup, choose an allied core trooper unit. The trooper unit gains retinue Imperial agent. So extra tokens. Then you're starting to see a theme of a lot of support from these guys, which is a nice thing. While this unit is engaged, it gains surge to crit, and then the defensive block surge. If it does not have it, then the unit also gains sharpshooter 1. So very nice, very nice. Sharpshooter's not bad, you know. It's okay. It's okay. And then you have the Imperial Agent or Imperial Commander only for combat armor. 15 points here, but this one is awesome. Its defense becomes red, and then if it instead of white, and this unit does not have surge to block anymore. Which again, boom, if you wanted to mix these up, right? Combat armor is going to be probably a must-have if you want your guy to survive, but boy, does that really increase the cost. Then we have the Seeker Droid, which is a really cool one. Now, the game isn't exactly WYSIWYG, right? So if you build a Seeker Droid, your model doesn't really have to have the Seeker Droid. At least that's, you know, how I understand it at this point. But it is always a better thing if you can try to at least have a model with a droid if you think you're going to want to do this, you know. So it does say Imperial Agent or Imperial Officer only. This unit gains Recharge 1, Shielded 1, and a free action of Observe 1, which is, Shielded on its own is basically an extra hit point, right? So I really like that one for 8 points. So that's awesome. Then we've got the Command and Control uplink. During the command phase after revealing command cards, but before determining priority, you may discard this card. If you do, you may treat your revealed command card as a pip lower until the end of the round. Now, this is beautiful, especially for those other 1 pips that are going to basically let you go first. It's really nice with a lot of those aggressive 1 pips like Vader, kind of coming at you and be like, boom, I am now going to pop, burst of speed and just completely wreck your plans. And it's a 0 pip now, it's just ridiculous, crazy, cool stuff. A lot of these are really, really cool. I don't know, man. These are really strong, and there's a lot of combinations that are both going to be fun and strong. And I have a feeling that this new stuff is going to dominate the meta. And it's also cool because this is the first all new stuff we've seen in a long time. It's been, I think we've had over the last year, I think we've had a couple of some separatists, like some crab droids and aquas, and then there was Ahsoka and the Bad Batch, and I think that's it. It's really been a slow, dry period for new Legion content, so this is really exciting. All right, Heavy Blaster Pistol. We've got the Imperial Agent only or Imperial Officer only. It's only 5 points. It gains Sharpshooter and Target 1. So when you give them the order, they're getting those extra token, and it has Lethal and Long Shot. This is all right. It's all right. I see this maybe a little bit more for the Imperial Officer who might want to maybe have a potential range 3 shot with it. And there's some things. It's not great, but it's also only 5 points, so it's not it's not you're not breaking the bank on this one. And this is also the only ranged upgrade. So unless you want to be stuck with the blaster pistol, now granted, you're only getting 2 dice on this one versus your 2 white and a black on the other one. So I definitely get that. Part of me is just man, but what if they would have given you the ability to shoot both guns? But maybe that would have been too crazy. I don't know. So here, let's look at our melee weapons. We have the Stun Baton. It gives them Demoralize 1, and it's a 6-die melee, and it says Immobilize 1. This one is very nice. I do like the Stun Baton. These are the drumsticks, by the way. So 5 black and 1 red. Immobilize 1. Immobilize is a nasty ability. It really, really is. I think Immobilize is one of those abilities that has just gotten consistently more and more valuable as the game has been evolving, and it's quite good indeed. Yes. And then Demoralize is kind of cool in there for 8 points. And then we have the Z6 This one is the one if you want to potentially go toe-to-toe with Jedi. You got your immune to melee pierce. It's suppressive, and it's 2 red and 2 black. It's not going to turn you into Darth Vader, but it means you might survive an attack from him. You just might, and that's a very cool thing. So the immunity to melee pierce is a very, very good thing. Now we are getting, again, all of those have the standard Star Wars Legion back. We are getting 2 command cards. We'll take a look at those, starting with the Inexorable Advance. This one is for the Imperial officer only. It's going to issue 3 units. And when a core trooper unit is issued an order with this card, its ranged weapons gain suppressive until the end of the round. A lot of suppression here. Additionally, when an enemy unit panics this round, after the effect is resolved, an allied core may make a speed 1 move. I think this is an incredible card. Panic is, especially if you're going to, pair this with someone like Krennic or something like that. I mean, there's just, Empire has a lot of suppressive options, and this one is really taking advantage of that and giving you free moves when so much of this game is heavily based on movement right now for scoring objectives. I think that's huge. So that's a very cool card. We also have the Fearsome Oration, an Imperial agent only card. It says when an Imperial agent is issued an order with this card, it gains Demoralize 2 and Inspire 2 until the end of the round. It's a 1 pip. Gives you, if you're playing them aggressively, the Demoralize 2 should do some work. This isn't the strongest 1 pip. I think out of these 2 cards, I think this is the more powerful card. This one doesn't do, like a lot of times, like a 1 pip would give you like Relentless. You already have a Relentless if you're in the agent though. So it might give you something like you can attack twice, or, those are the typical things. But this one is, this 1 pip here is feeding a little bit more into the theme of both supporting your own guys, of course, with Inspire 2, and putting suppression on enemies is definitely one of the themes with these cards. Now it is time to put these, build some models. So before I build them out, I kind of looked at some of the upgrade cards, and I used some of the other language versions, and I kind of set that behind. So because this is one of the things I'm not as crazy about with the new card style, is that I have to flip it over to look at stuff, and then I want to remember what it has on the front so that it helps me to pick the upgrades and stuff. So I'll take the other one and put it behind there. I do hope that if they ever switch to another edition of this game, they consider putting all the information back on the front of the card and keeping the back as just art or whatever. Or keeping the backs like totally like this. So this way you can even come up with like fun little games of like drafting units and stuff like that, which would also be cool. I guess you can always do that if you sleeve the cards or whatever. But anyway, I was thinking that I'm probably, like, for how I'm going to build these guys, I'll probably build the officer with a heavy blaster pistol, and I'll build the agent with the riot baton. We haven't seen a riot baton yet, and I think that would be a cool one. As much as I do like the drumsticks, I don't think I'm going to put the drumsticks on these guys, although that does sound really cool. And I could just build the Imperial officer with the drumsticks in hand anyway, since it's assumed everybody has a pistol anyway. So it doesn't matter. I might end up doing that because I'm going to definitely want to run these from time to time. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I think the cape will go up. One of the capes will go up here. I don't know if this guy's going to get a cape or not. I kind of don't see him getting a cape, but if I want him with the riot baton and I want him to be the Jedi killer and I want him with the combat armor and the seeker droid, a cape would kind of look really cool with all of that. That's a fun option. So yeah, that's kind of, I think this guy's going to be like the everything over the top guy. This guy's going to be a little bit more balanced and a little bit simpler. So that's my initial plan for how I'm going to do it. All right, so we've got this one done. I actually decided to go with the batons on the leader. I thought to myself, well, maybe she was a drummer, and she wanted to use the batons because she was so familiar with drumsticks. And maybe the voice box is also a microphone, and maybe she was K-pop Demon Hunter, or she was one of the K-pop Demon Hunters, and she was in that band before Huntrix, before she got drafted to the Empire. And so, yeah, that's been playing a lot around my household lately. So, and then here's the operative guy. Where I also built out the one droid. I mean, I could like perch it on his arm, I could also perch it kind of by his leg. One of the things I'm not going to do with these guys is I'm not going to use the dirt base piece. So I'm thinking of taking some, because they're all like, the legs are up a little bit. So I'm thinking of getting some like Mandalorian pieces, like some old backpacks and stuff like that. And like that, and have these guys kind of like perched up on that. So like Siege of Mandalore style, they're doing the, you know, conquering some of the, like maybe some helmets and things like that. So I'm going to try and get them based. All right, she is based. She's on a Mandalorian helm, and the sizing worked out perfectly there. So I'm really digging that. That's awesome. Let's look at the other one. I am calling these guys K-pop Mando Hunters. They are in a band. So, yeah, or maybe Imperial Pop Mando Hunters. Give me a good name for them. I'm gonna go with K-pop Mando Hunters though, just for now. Maybe they went to Kashyyyk, or maybe that's where they're going next. They're going to Kashyyyk. Oh gosh, see, I was running Wookiees and I was thinking that's what I should call my Wookiees for their Kashyyyk Pop Demon Hunters. But yeah, anyway, no, I like it. I might add a little more accoutrements to the base once they're all done. But that's our customizable Imperial Officer and Agent box. Lots of sprue bits, lots of extra bits, lots of really cool ways to customize, folks. Lots of a couple extra capes, another droid I could use. I could do a droid on both, but I'm not going to do that. We'll save it for future bits, because when you save bits for future things, then you have extra bits to put on your bases and do fun things with. So tons of customizability. This is going to be a lot of fun, and I think stuff like this, this is great for your games of Legion. This is great for customizers, modders. This is also great for role players and people who want to use these in their RPGs. A lot of cool stuff that you can do with that as well. Matter of fact, you don't even have to glue the heads in. You could easily just kind of put the heads in. They kind of slot in, so or you could magnetize stuff if you really wanted to. I don't see myself doing that, but some people like to do that. So a lot of cool options. We'll be doing Rebels next, so stay tuned for that. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And big thanks to my patrons. You guys are out of this world and make this whole channel possible. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all. And always wash your socks.